Well, a good Thursday evening to you, race fans. Welcome in to the live coverage of the NetCode ESports Mighty Midget Series on the Dirt Racing Network and the Digital Sim Sports Network. I got 19 registered for tonight's action. Double header, as always, on Thursday nights with the Mighty Midget Series. We're going to kick things off at Limaland Motorsports Park, and then we are going to move the party on over to Lernerville Speedway. Full show in session number 1. They will come out, qualify, heats, a little inversion action as we get ready to start the feature. And then we go to session number 2. They will random draw for their starting spots in their heat races, and then the show will go on. The only thing we will skip will be qualifying. Plenty of cars, should be plenty of action. These guys do a good job. We've had a couple of races that were a little rough to get started, but once they got going, everything was smooth. And typically this particular track has produced some really, really exciting racing over the last few seasons with the Mighty Midget Series, so we expect that again. Last show for the week before we start things all over again next Sunday. That's a season finale for the Mars Series. 8 o'clock Eastern. They will be back on the pavement to wrap up that pavement series, so make sure you mark your calendars. We'll see if one driver can pick up 3 championships in 8 days' time. As Reed Rundle has picked up the dirt championship over there, and then he picked up the dirt champion, or the pavement championship, on Tuesday night with the Short Track Showdown Series, and he goes for another pavement late model championship over at Mars. And then we'll move on to the Monday Night Series, the big blocks, Monday Night Thunder, over with the Dirt Slingers as they move round 4, I believe it is. Trying to remember where they're going. Fairbury Speedway, I believe it is, for their next round of action. So a lot going on. Looking at a couple of Tuesday shows coming up here pretty quick, and maybe some Wednesday shows starting right after the first of the month. So things starting to work out, come alive. We definitely have to turn these cars out. I know that, because the Midget's not very loud anyway. And once we get down to the action, yeah, there we go. There's some more sound for us. So we'll watch the drivers take a few laps. Rylan Gray here once again. He is rolling down the backstretch and into 3 and 4. Billy Barros, Josh Gerlach. Mostly it's the same old suspects. Well, and there's a suspect one for you right there in the 71 car. That guy. Up and down season thus far. The old Kiwi Conqueror here. This week running an all-white machine. We've seen him in orange the last couple of races. He will be all white tonight. Guys, don't be afraid to say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, make sure you shout them out. If you're over on Facebook, hit the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page. Like, share, follow. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, be sure to slam down on that subscribe button. You'll know every time we go live. Sylvie headed in. Here's Barros, 38 car out there. Let's go see some other drivers out here. I think Stephen Moore is making some laps in the 69 machine. Have not seen Galloway Coffee or Holiday hit the track just yet. Those drivers. Maybe preferring to keep everything in the tank and wait until we get down to qualifying. Evan Dawson is, however, on track in the 67. He is chasing, I believe that is Blake Galloway that is out there now in the 5 car. Galloway taking the long way around just to see how it feels, I think, because we probably won't see too many guys get up there to that cushion this evening in this one. All right, practice time has come to an end. It's time for first round. Get underway, and that starts with qualifying. Remember, we will not have qualifying when we switch to Lernerville here in just a few minutes. A lot of drivers getting on the track. Let's go watch Rylan Gray as he will put the 06 machine on the stopwatch for his first of 2 laps. A little slider line action down there, 3 and 4. First lap around for Gray. Quick time at 12:61. Dawson about a 10th off of that. There's Billy Barros. Not quite that slow, but a 60-57 the second go around for Gray. Apparently that not going to stick as a 61. Will be his lap time. Barros, Dawson, Silby. Greg Silby on track, and Silby way around the top side already. I don't think that's going to work out. He's going to be 4th quick. Let's go see what Riley Scott can do. There's Gunnar Harris. James Turnbull, 12:56. So 1/100th of a second quicker than Rylan Gray, because Gray really timed in at a 57. This time around, that was a little out of shape up there. I don't know if he meant to go that far up or not, but Riley Scott, 17th quick right now. Tucker Holiday, usually a very quick car when he's out on the track right now. No faster than 15th as he works on lap number 2. Oh, not going to do anything with that one as he puts it promptly into the fence. So DLM and Mason Coffey are only drivers not to have taken time so far. David Krikorian just making a couple extra laps out here. He's already timed in 12:78 for Krikorian. Still waiting to see if Coffee and Lemon. Mr. Campbell, how was vacay, sir? Good to see you in the chat, my man. Very cool. I saw a few pictures posted, so I was curious how that all kind of went. It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun. All right, qualifying should be wrapping up right here. We'll have our heat fields set up, ready to go. Out of those, the top 2 drivers from each heat race will go into tonight's redraw. 20 cars officially now. I don't know who snuck in here at the very end, but we will go 7, 7, and 6 for our lineups. We'll look at them just like this. There we go. It's going to be James Turnbull, the 02 car, on a pole for heat number 1. He'll have Evan Dawson in the 167 on his outside. 7 car of the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, inside row number 2, next to the 93 of Reed Brochard. Brochard had a great run in round 2 last week up until the very end, and then things kind of faded for him. I believe he ended up finishing 3rd in that race. Josh Gerlach, the 71 old girly man himself, back there. Row 3 to the inside. He'll have Blake Galloway in the 5 car on his outside. And then Mason Coffey in the 24 machine. Going to start shotgun on this one. I haven't seen Coffey even in the warm-up, and he did not take a time for is. Well, you know, if you've got all the stuff for it, you need to send me a message. I can give you a year's free subscription if it's a new account. You'll have to purchase, like these midgets and stuff, but you'll get all the basic content, Scott. I've got some 1-year subscriptions. That I can give away. Hey, it's all about equipment. If you need help with some equipment, dude, you need to call me. I have got piles of this stuff that I'm getting ready to start selling. All right, pace truck is in. Heat number 1 about to get underway, and a green flag.
Green flag.
Over the field, there goes Galloway. He's in front of Gerlach. They are stacked up behind. A little bump and grind going on here. Sylvie got shoved up the hill by Brochart, and they're still bumping and grinding going through turns 1 and 2. Now Turnbull up to the 3rd spot, almost biked it right through the corner right there. So Turnbull up to 3rd. Then Sylvie in 4th, Brochart, Dawson, and Coffey's not out there. I don't know what happened to Mason Coffey, and man, he has been so fast every week that he's been here. It'd be a shame if he does not make it out for the race tonight. But we are watching Josh Gerlach take the lead out of turn 2 down the backstretch. He's coming around, 4 laps remaining. Gerlach has moved his way to the front. Galloway still second, but being closed on by Sylvie and Turnbull. As Sylvie slipped around Turnbull the last time through 3 and 4, we were watching the front of the field. Those two may not be done going at it. As they make their way out of turn 4, the 2 to go signal given to your leaders. Turnbull hanging tough right here. Trying to get back in. Top 2 are all that are going to transfer tonight into the redraw for the feature, but the further forward you can finish in your heat, the closer to the front. Oh, big bike, and he's going to lose a couple. Turnbull's going to fall back to 5th. Gerlach's coming out of 4. He's going to win the heat. Sylvie almost got to Galloway, but Galloway 2nd. Sylvie 3rd. Dawson, Turnbull, and Brochart. So Gerlach and Holloway into tonight's redraw for our feature starting lineup. And that'll move us on to heat number 2. Rylan Gray, the 06 machine winner last week, round 2. At the outer track at Kern County. He'll start on the pole for this one. Gunnar Harris, winner in round number 1 last week at Kern County. In the 54 car, starts on his outside. Wayne Anelski, 13 car, inside row number 2. Next to Stephen Moore in the 96. And then you'll see the 24 of Colton Snyder on the inside of that 3rd row with the 88 of Riley Scott on his outside. And shotgun on the field for heat number 2. All the way to the back. That's going to be the 08 of DL Lemon. Lemon getting the car squared and righted. He'll start to roll away. Little shuffle action already. I am going to have to... Yeah, man, you still got my phone number, right? If not, hit me on Facebook with a PM and I'll give it to you. Yeah, give me a holler, man. Like I said, I got wheels and pedals. I got parts up the yo-yo right now.
All right, man. Light you back on the pace car. We're not going green this time.
A little delay here in the start of this one as drivers cannot figure out where they are supposed to be in the lineup. I need to pop up that little shuffle deal and see what's going on, because apparently I am old and confused. I thought we were doing all the redraws.
All right, man.
Yeah, later, buddy.
Back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Heat 2. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like we're going to get Snyder and Moore, Anelski and Gray, Harris and Scott, and then Lemon is still hanging at the back. So Colton Snyder looks like he is going to be on the front row, and he'll have Stephen Moore beside. Then Anelski and Gray, Harris and Scott, and then DL Lemon. So I have a feeling I know what happened, but I'm not going to say anything until I can confirm.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Snyder grabs the lead. Big bunch of contact back here. Rylan Gray going to pay the price for that. 06 machine going to go from hero to zero as he'll drop to the back end way behind. Snyder, Moore, Harris, and Scott and Anelski going to get away from this one. DL Lemon already has taken his car. I don't know what Lemon's doing, but he took his car to the infield before all the action in turn number one. So we'll watch from right up here in turn number one all the way around the track. We are on Gunnar Harris right now. He sits in the third spot, one spot out of the redraw for the front of the field. Snyder, Moore, Wayne Anelski going around the high side. Can Anelski clear Harris? He could not. Now Harris going to move up a couple of lanes. Everybody closing in on Moore, but nobody closing in on Snyder. 3 laps to go this time. 3-way battle for the final redraw spot. Anelski way wide. He is going to get run up to the fence. Harris just keeps going wider and wider, covering it up because Anelski really has a head of steam going. White flag coming out this time. Harris has moved his way to second. The third place spot is the battle now. Snyder, Harris, and then it's Moore and Anelski side by side. And Anelski off the top side of 2 had the advantage momentarily. Snyder wins it. Harris second. Anelski grabs third. Then Mort Gray and Scott, DL Lemon. Didn't make a lap, but is going to get credited with that 7th and final finishing position. Oh, excuse me. A little too much dust today, I think. Well, let's get down here. Let's take a look at the starting grid for our final heat race of the evening. The 38 of Billy Barros will be on the pole with Bobby Yankee in the 28 on the outside. Mike Gebhard, the 81, starts inside row 2 with David Krikorian, the 66 on his outside. And then you'll see Tucker Holliday in the 16 and, John Helms. That's who snuck in late that I did not see. The 21 car on the outside of this third and final row. So that was the 20th car that I could not account for. And now we're going to have a little shuffly shuffle. Barros rolls. Gebhardt rolls. Looks like the 16 car of Tucker Holliday is maybe making his way towards the front, the outside of the front row next to Gebhardt. So Gebhardt, Holliday, then Krikorian. And I don't know if maybe Helms is supposed to be going to the outside of the second row, or if it really is going to be Billy Barros. It looks like it's going to be Barros. Maybe not. It is going to be Helms to the pole. So that's a big shakeup. They have got me so confused right now I couldn't find my way out of a wet paper bag. So pace truck's out of the way. I think we're going green. Yes, we are. And John Helms in the 21 will start from the pole, grab the lead, and he will be the leader at the end of lap 1. Tucker Holliday, David Krikorian, Bobby Yankee, Billy Barros, and Mike Gebhardt. Gebhardt quite a ways back. But we're going to have battle at the front. 3 and 4 this time. They were almost side by side 1 and 2. Helms goes a little wider, finds some momentum. He is going to keep that slight advantage. And Holliday trying to go a couple of lanes lower, make the track a little shorter, just not finding the momentum coming down the hill. And Helms starting to extend away. That time Holliday got a good run through the middle, but then the car got out of shape. We had contact with Krikorian and Holliday. And Holliday still beating and banging it off the fence and everything else. Going to get it under control, but he'll fall from second to fifth. As now the final redraw spot is going to be contested. Yankee had a shot at it. Krikorian The 66 car has been fast for a while now. Just been in the wrong place at the wrong time a couple of times, or he'd have some really stout finishes under his belt. Well, we are going to go around, and John Helms is going to come out of turn 4. The white flag will be in the air. Final lap, the final heat for session number 1. And it is going to be the 21 of John Helms picking up the win. He'll go in the redraw, and he'll take David Krikorian in the 66 with him. Yonke 3rd, Barros 4th, Holiday 5th, and Gebhardt rounding out the heat race field. So I am not sure what's going on with the lineups. I have a working theory, and I think we should probably okay, all right, new information. I would say, I think we could probably confirm it. I don't know if I want to embarrass the guy on live TV or not, but I can tell you what my theory is. My theory is that they went with the last used for the server, and in round number 2 each night they do a random draw for heats, and I think it shuffled everybody up, and they had to reshuffle them back to their qualifying order. I could bring Josh up here and ask him, but I have a different question, and if we can get to that one, we will. Hey, Josh Gerlach, you got a copy?
I do, Roger. What's up?
Why are you trying to confuse the broadcaster, brother? All right, I got a question. You say feature invert. Are we doing the whole field?
We are not. We're actually drawing for it right now.
Okay. I knew we were going to do that. We usually do, but the shuffling in the heat races, was that because we had a qualifying session and then random draw for the heats?
Yeah. So what we've done for this new season, and you're going to get a little live look at this here, is we've kind of like real life. We do an invert draw after qualifying to see what the invert is going to be for the heat races, and unfortunately, in one of the heats, people didn't quite listen to instructions, so it took us a little bit longer to line up. We just drew the invert, and for the feature here, and the invert is 4, so the top 4 drivers are going to be inverted, meaning the 50 of Blake Galloway will start on the pole.
Yeah, we can see when you guys start filling that in on that redraw form, but the heat race deal, I just thought it might be a little oops, and the random draw for session number 2 might have got left on, and the qualifying session might have got turned on. So
no, just some confusion. We do have some newer guys that signed up here, but unfortunately they weren't the problem. They seem to have listened. But yeah, just some confusion. We're all set to go whenever you're ready, Roger.
I'll be ready whenever you guys are. Looks like we're going to get through this one pretty fast tonight in Lernerville. A little bit bigger track, but there's plenty of room to roam. This seems like a very small track, but there is a lot of racing room for these midgets out there. I cannot see us having a whole lot of problems, man.
Roger, that's the kiss of death. I'm going to act like you didn't just say any of that and hope for the best here. But no, we've had some really good races, and I think the last time we were here, we put on a pretty great show. Unfortunately, not broadcasted, but yeah, I think we're in for a treat tonight.
All right, man. Well, good luck to you. Let's see if we can keep the 71 on all 4s the whole night, okay?
I hope so, man. Thank you.
See you later, buddy. Josh Gerlach, he kind of runs the show and he races too, and he's a pretty fun guy to hang out with. And I josh him quite a bit. I give him a lot of grief, man. A lot of grief, and he has a pretty good sense of humor. He takes it all in his stride. Fuzzy, you know what? I've been hearing that from you for I don't know how long. I thought you was coming back a while back, and then here we are. You know, like 2 years later, and still no Fuzzy. So I'm gonna believe you when I see you, brother. How you been anyway, man? It's good to see you jumping in the chat for sure. All right, I think these guys are going to get ready to go. It looks like we have ended our warm-up session. So we're going to go down. We know this is not going to be right, guys. I can promise you we all know that this grid is not right for the first 3 rows or whatever it is. But looks like Galloway and Helms will be row 1. Then Snyder and Gerlach in row 2. And then from row 3 on back, it's going to be right Gunnar Harris and David Krikorian. 4th row, Silby and Anelski. Then Yankee and Dawson in row 5. Row 6 is going to be Moore and Barros. Turnbull and Gray in row 7. Holiday and Brochart row 8. Scott and Gebhardt row 9. And Coffee and Lemon scheduled to be row 10. I don't see Mason Coffee. I'm not really sure what is going on with the 24 car. But he had gotten so quick. He's won quite a few features in this series. So now they're going to get them right. Front 4, swippity swapped around. They did it pretty quick. Looks like they're all ready to go. They won't have to extend the parade laps at all. Everybody in line. All 19 that are in attendance are out there. Oh, everybody's doing pretty good, my man. It's a struggle, as always, and I can't either. I can't drive my way out of the wet paper bag either, so. Green flag in the air. Session number 1, Limaland Motorsports Park for the Mighty Midgets, the NetCode ESports guys. And we are underway. Session number 1, A-main. Caution quickly. Stephen Moore going to have a problem here. That's the red and white car right there, 69 machine. He's good through 1 and 2. They were 4 wide right there. Down, yep. Yep, got a little right rear help from the 16 of Holiday. Just a little overcooking going on. Sometimes the kitchen gets hot. So we'll get them reshuffled and put them back where they're supposed to be. Everybody will get in line and we'll start this thing going again. We only got a couple of laps in. You still out on the road all the time? Or did you finally settle down? All right, going to get them single filed up. Looks like everybody's kind of where they're supposed to be. We need to tighten some things up. Here we go. That's what they're supposed to do. I think that pace truck's about to duck on out of here. Right down here in turn number 3. Yes, he is. We're going to go back to green. Galloway and Helms, a little cat and mouse at the front of the field. Pretty much single file. Watching 3rd place. That's Gerlach for the moment, but he is going to be under fire. Snyder working to the top side. Well, that's a good deal, man. That's a great deal. Helms and Galloway going at it. Galloway back to the front with the slider. Helms goes by a little right rear into the left front. That is going to move Galloway around a little bit. And he is going to fall back trying to grab the car and pull it back up underneath him. He's going to fall into the 5th spot. Harris got around him now a little too hot through 3 and 4, and he finds the fence. Couple more spots given up. The Conqueror sliding by right there in that number 7 machine. He's got David Krikorian on his inside now. Galloway trying to hang on, stay inside the top 6. They're single file through the top 5. It's a battle behind that. I see Billy Barros back here battling 10th and 11th in the 38. He goes wide, 4 wide for a split second. There's some contact. Woo. Good job by Bobby Yankee to keep that thing underneath him and not get it backwards in front of company. We're going to go back towards the front because of shakeup at the front. Snyder giving up a spot to Gerlach. Gerlach's finding some momentum on the top, trying to give chase to Helms. Snyder not quite done with that battle just yet. Ooh, little action behind that. I saw Gunnar Harris and Craig Silby have a little touchy-feely moment right there. Maybe that was Galloway. It was Blake Galloway and Gunnar Harris that had the touchy-feely moment. I thought it was Silby's white car, but I was incorrect there. So we'll go back to the front. Gerlach not really reeling in Helms at all. Get a hold of me and let me know what's up, man. We do plenty of it, so. Watching the times right here. Gerlach is making inroads with closing up that gap, and he is really getting up there. Right rear, right to the fluff. He's got it down to a quarter of a second. Caution once again. Bobby Yankee's going to have a problem here. 28 car. It's the black car with the red and blue trim. Through 1 and 2. He looks pretty good there. Oh, got in the back of somebody. Now he's going to have a big problem right here. Oh, yeah. Got that car out of shape when it went down the corner. He whacked it, 360'd it. Doesn't matter with traffic coming. The 360 is going to get you a caution flag each and every time. So we're going to be down at halfway. That fell right at the halfway mark. We'll have 15 down, 15 to go. Give the guys a little quick breather. It'll be Helms, Gerlach, Snyder, Silby, Harris, Galloway, Gray, Turnbull, Krikorin, and Anelski in the top 10. Barros, Johnson, Brochart, Scott, Holiday, Lemonmore, Gebhardt, and then Yankee falling to the back to round out the 19 running cars. You betcha, man. You too, brother. Be safe out there. People are crazy. Good to see old Fuzzy Wuzzy back amongst us, folks. All right, lights off on the pace truck. We're going to get ready to go back to green. John Helms still out front. Make it 16 to go. All right, here we drop the green flag. They're going to fan out 2-3 wide. Here comes Rylan Gray with a slider through 1 and 2, and he'll be 3 wide getting into 3 for his efforts. Went all the way to the top, now cuts down to the middle, loses one of the spots he gained. And I don't think we're done with that battle quite yet, but we're going closer to the front because Silby's going after Gerlach. And Silby's under fire from Colton Snyder. Snyder. Oh, that's James Turnbull in the 2 car on the bottom. Turnbull went right to the very bottom of the track, and he has found something down there. Oh, now catches a little bit of tractor tire, front end up off the ground. He'll stay in 3rd. There is a lot of time left in this one. Silby has moved up right behind Gerlach. Higher middle line. These two trying to hold off the advances of James Turnbull, and that is not going to happen. Big bite and super run from Turnbull through 3 and 4. He may go for the lead this lap. He went from 4th to 2nd. He's going to battle for the lead. Not quite going to get it that time around as Helms all the way to the outside using the momentum. He's maintaining about a 1 car length lead. This time Turnbull checks hard on the bottom. Caution's going to slow things down. Riley Scott in the 88 car going to have an issue. Let's go check out what happened to that 88 machine. Good through 1. Pretty good. Oh, yeah, he was pretty good till right there. That's definitely going to leave a mark. So we're going to be down to 9 to go when we take the green, getting down to the end of session number 1 very quickly here. 3 cautions to this point. Working the 3rd one right now. Helms, Turnbull, Silby, 1, 2, 3. Gerlach 4th. Harris 5th. Snyder, Gray, Krikorin, Anelski, and Dawson in the top 10. Barros, Galloway, Brochart, Holiday, Moore, Yankee, Lemon, and Gebhardt. The 18 car still on the track. Scott, the first retiree, and Mason Coffey did not make the A-main call. Pace truck out of the way, ready for the restart, watching the front. Helms
Green flag.
with a pretty good start. He's still going to have company because down on the bottom, Turnbull is finding exit launch speed. Now all the way up to the fluff, keeping it wound up. Picking up right where we left off. Helms and Turnbull going on. And this time, Turnbull's got the advantage coming out of 2. They were even getting into 3 and 4. Where will we be when we get back to the line? New leader, 2 car of James Turnbull with 7 laps to go. It took him almost the entire race, a starting position of 14th. Now has the lead, and he is running away from these guys. Silby going after Helms. And Silby went to the bottom. Helms come down to cover that exit line. Around the top, Gunnar Harris is going to try to put himself on the podium. Rylan Gray with the slider in and through the corner. He stays in 5th. Turnbull, 4 to go this time. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are right there together. Gray was going after Harris. Harris still trying to find a run on Silby. Now he's going to go to the crossover. He had the spot right there. Silby right back underneath on the bottom of 2. Couldn't make it stick. Harris moves to 3rd. 2 laps to go for Turnbull. Battle maybe not over here for 3rd. Now it might be over. That bump into the tires is going to hurt Silby. He's going to drop a couple more spots, it looks like, but the white flag coming out for your leader. Turnbull through 1 and 2. Helms to 2nd. Harris now up to 3rd. But James Turnbull starts 14th. He wins round number 1. Harris 2nd. Silby 3rd. Gray and Snyder 4th and 5th. Wait for our drivers to get themselves into our Discord chat. We'll try to talk to all 3. Hopefully they all make it. There's Mr. Harris. Just waiting. I know Mr. Silby. He's going to show up. Not a problem. I know that guy. He will show up. There's Turnbull. I know Craig. There he is. There's Craig Silby. Now we'll get the Conqueror in here and talk to him. Craig Silby, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm exhausted, Roger.
Looked like a lot of fun out there, though.
Yeah, there was no grip out there, and it was hard work, but we fought for it, and we got to the podium, so that was good.
Yeah, I got to ask you, because I want to jump back to last week. We lost you last week. What happened?
Oh, for quite a while now, I've been having trouble with all of a sudden I just dropped frames, and I didn't really know what it was, but I've just discovered, or last week I just discovered that my cooler, my radiator was intermittent fault, so it would go and then it wouldn't go, and so I overheated.
Okay, well that does make a lot of sense. So that might explain a lot of things. Interesting tonight. We're going to go from Lima, which is this little super high banked. I think it has a lot of racing room for the midgets out there. Some guys don't feel that way. And then we're going to go to this really big high bank long track at Lernerville. You did a great job tonight at Lima. Tell us what the secret's going to be in transfer from one track to another, because they're very similar except for the length.
Just the same. Just go as hard as you can and hope like hell that the guy in front or behind doesn't hit you, or you don't hit them, and then you might be on the podium at the end.
All right, man. We'll give some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you head over to session number 2.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks to NetCode ESports for putting on the series. We all love it, and we're getting some better and better guys in here, and all the guys that were originally here are getting better and better as well. So hopefully the racing is looking amazing, because it's wild to be part of. And thanks to the Dirt Racing Network, Dirt Sim Sports Network, for putting that on for the world to see. Thank you, guys. See you at the next one.
All right, man. Good luck in rest session number 2, and thanks for chatting with us in session number 1. Craig Silby finishing in 3rd. Now we'll move on. He had a good run in round number 1 last week. He comes home 2nd in round number 1 this week. He drives a 54 car. Gunnar Harris, how you doing?
Could be a lot better, man.
I don't know. One position is all the much better you could be, bud.
Yeah, I mean, I could have done better. I don't even know. I just sucked all night, if we're being honest here. I don't even know, man. I hate this track and don't suit my driving style.
Well, we're going to go from this high bank short track to a high bank a little bit longer track. I feel like it's just kind of a mirror of each other, except for the straightaways are a little longer. How are we going to be at Lernerville?
I think we ought to be all right. Hopefully the driver pulls his head out of his, you know what I mean, and maybe we can get the job done. But I mean, we're probably going to be off the edge or finishing dead last because I pretty much sucked here today.
Well, when you want to talk about pulling your head out of someone, let's look back a little bit. And you started in a weird spot. I mean, 5th, 6th tonight in this thing. And it didn't look like you were going to go forward early. How'd you find the momentum late to come all the way up and get here into second place?
I just got lucky, to be honest. John hit the wall there, should have finished third, and I don't know, Craig should have raced me a little bit harder. Maybe he finally would have wrecked me, but pretty good race, I guess. Can't be too mad about second, but yeah, I didn't think I knew where we had, I think, 9 to go, and I was in 5th. I knew I'd gotten to 4th, but that yellow came out and put Josh in front of me, and I figured we were going to finish maybe 4th. It took a while for me to get the top built up there, and yeah, it just wasn't no good here tonight, at least.
All right, man, well, give us a quick shout-out, some thank yous, and we'll let you head over to session number 2.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Bendy's Designs, Custom Graphics. Who else we got? We got Wolf Chase Motorsports. We got you for broadcasting, and yeah, man. Well, hopefully see you at Lernerville.
All right, man. Good luck.
Podium.
Oh, yeah, especially on the podium. Good luck in session number 2, buddy. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yep, thanks, bud.
Gunnar Harris finishes second in round number 1 tonight, and now we're going to talk to a newer face. We've seen him on here before, but he comes in, goes 12 spots, starts 14th, picks up the win. Mr. Turnbull, heck of a drive tonight.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Well, what was the secret? Because you really didn't waste much time. You got close to the front. You just kind of rolled right on by those guys. You were the only car making the bottom work like that.
Honestly, I got to give a shout-out to Thomas Meserol saying crickets and frogs down in the bottom. Just gotta be patient. I saw a lot of moisture off of 3 and 4, so I knew if I can make a good run into the corner, I can roll by these guys pretty well. So 1 and 2 was a little bit trickier around the tires. It was real slick towards it. So you really had to pedal it, but just overall, teach yourself patience and just roll by the field. Everyone was up top, so go where they aren't, right?
Yeah. I've asked the other 2 guys, so I'm going to ask you too. Lernerville, same track, just a little bit longer straightaways, in my opinion. It's got high banks, a lot of speed. You're going to carry a bunch of runners, plenty of room to roam around and race. Can we expect more of the same in round number 2?
I don't know. I haven't ran Lernerville this week. I put a lot of time into Limaland, so we'll see. It could be a mixed bag of surprises, or it could be the same. So I'm just looking forward to get into that session and see what I can do. Hopefully get the virtual broom out and double up tonight.
As I'm going to tell you, we have not had a sweep yet this season in this series. You could be the first. So give us some shout-outs, some thank yous before you head to session number 2, and we'll let you get out of here and do that.
I just gotta thank Parker Stone & Co. at Gertie Engines and my spotter, JD Laird.
Oh, well, tell JD we said hi. Kind of shame we're not seeing him on the track. But thanks for chatting with us, man. Good luck in round number 2.
Of course. Thank you so much.
James Turnbull picking up the win here in session number 1. We'll see what he can do in session number 3. He can be the first to sweep this season and pick up both features. All right, let's take a look at the official results. Turnbull, Harrison, Silby, 1, 2, 3. Ryland Gray, good, solid 4th place finish. Snyder in 5th, Gerlach 6th, Dawson 7th, Krikorian was 8th, Galloway 9th, Anelski 10th. Brochart was 11th, 12th was Holiday, 13th Barros, 14th Helms, Yonke 15th, 16th to Moore, 17th to Lemon, Gebhardt 18th, Riley Scott 19th, and Mason Coffey gets scored in 20th. I would like to see him back on the track, so hopefully he'll make it around to session number 2. We're not really going to go anywhere. We are going to hang out. We are going to put up a banner, and we're going to play a little music while we get ready to shift over to the second session. Right now, our fingers are crossed. Tuesday night, we had all kinds of problems. Kept disconnecting during the stream. So far tonight, everything has been going as planned, so hopefully that'll stay that way. But We're going to get ready to swap to session number 2. Guys, chat it up out there. Let us know where you're watching from. You see something you like, see something you don't like. Only way we can get better is if we know about it. So sit back, enjoy, and we'll be back in just a few moments. All right, we made it into session number 2. Everything up and going. Just waiting for race control to go ahead and advance the session. We've let them know we're ready to go when they are. 17 of our drivers have made the switch from server 1 to server 2. Going to be a lot of good racing. This is a big, longer version of what we just saw. Nice high banks. A lot of room to race. Difference is there's no outside fence from the time you leave turn number 1 or enter turn number 1 until the time you leave turn number 4. There's only a front stretch outer wall. And that lends itself to guys trying to run way up at the cushion. And occasionally they will hop right up over the edge of the track, and they are off into Never Never Land. So we'll see how that goes for them. Don't expect a lot of weirdness. So now 18 drivers as Kurt Vincent, 42 car, has checked in for session 2. I see James Turnbull did come over, and it looks like he is going to try to heat up the broom and go for the sweep. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I can't see that, so. I think we are getting very close to the advancement of the session. Just got a message from race control. Hope everybody's enjoying the show, guys. If you are new, please make sure that you type and say hello to us. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're on Facebook, Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page, like, share, and follow. If you're on any of the other platforms, Trovo, YouTube, or Twitch, the subscribe button is readily available. Be sure you hit that. You'll know each and every time we go live. I know that our 2 pavement series are coming to a close. Tuesday night was the final for Short Track Showdown, but they're coming back on the 7th of November, and the Mars guys are looking at a November 12th, I think, start. They're going to alternate back and forth, pavement, dirt, pavement, dirt, pavement, dirt. They're going to go with the limited late model on the dirt, and they're going to go with the same asphalt late model car. So going to be a lot of fun for those guys. I have heard some grumbling, some talking about a dirt late model series on Wednesday nights that may be coming along. I can't confirm or deny that is going to happen. And then, as always, our Monday night shows with the big block guys over at Dirt Slingers and here on Thursdays. I do know there's going to be a couple of special shows on some on a Tuesday night, I believe, with PRO and NetCode ESports all getting together to do a big. I don't know if it's their big charity deal for the fall. I just got word to ask me if I was going to be available on the 7th, so I have to work that out with the Short Track Showdown guys. So a few things going on. Looking to make some improvements. We're going to start really bearing down and working hard on all this stuff here over the next couple of weeks. We just got to get work to relax a little bit. Right now, 19 drivers as Robert Lynn makes his way into session number 2. So I think the reason we extended the warm-up period, 1, work the track a little bit, and 2, there may have been some guys that were going to be able to make it. They just needed a little extra time. And so affording that to people is always, it makes for a better show. So you guys will enjoy that they've taken a little extra time and given some drivers a chance to make it into tonight's server. Looks like now drivers have ceased practice. We are getting ready to advance. Random draw for the heats. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're going full show. I thought we were random draw for the second show. So this is what happens when they play Let's Confuse the Broadcaster. I'm old and it works. So, Right now, we'll watch Stephen Moore in his qualifying attempt. We'll jump around a little bit. Josh Gerlach has rolled out onto the speedway as well. So we'll jump around a little bit. Gerlach coming out of 4. He's way up top. I think he was trying to build a little momentum. Colton Snyder, 15:13, posting the quick time thus far, and immediately gets bumped by Rylan Gray at 15:07. Gerlach way off the pace. Going to have to take it to the bottom, try to make up quite a bit of time. He drops the left front down into the ditch, comes out, holding the front end up in the air, and he will move up to 6th quick, but it's still Ryan Gray, Craig Silby out on the speedway right now. And Silby goes to 3rd quick at a 15:10. And everybody picking the front end up coming out of 4. That will not improve his time. Tucker Holliday up to 2nd quick. Bryce Lucius with a very rare appearance. And so the 71 machine, it's going to show up as the 022 in your scoring pylon. He'll bring us to 20 cars. Bryce Lucius, USAC driver. We've watched Lucius a few times on float racing, and we have seen an up and down performance out of him. But, man, it's good to see him out here with the virtual guys. He's going to go through 3 and 4, make the slider line. First lap will post, and Lucius will go to 9th quick. 15:2 and 5. Out of 4, had the front end in the air as the left front dipped in the ditch and then bounced out, and that's not going to pick up his time for him. John Helms moving up to 9th quick on his 2nd lap. 15:21 put him up there. Only car not taking time thus far is the 08 of DLM. James Turnbull did not have a good qualifying session. He is over a half a second off of Rylan Gray, and it looks like Rylan Gray will be the quick qualifier for session number 2. So we'll get ready to put our heat races out for you. It'd be Gray and Snyder in row 1, then Gunnar Harris and Bryce Lucius in row number 2. Stephen Moore, David Krikorian in row 3, and James Turnbull in row 4. You talk about a stacked heat race. Only 2 are going to the redraw out of this thing. And there are 7 potential race winners in this first heat race. So extremely stacked as we look at our lineup. Should be a pretty exciting one. Front row going to swap inside and out, it looks like. It looks like Harris and Lucius will stay where they're at. Krikorian and Moore will stay side by side, and Turnbull going to stay towards the back. They'll go around one more time. And Pace Truck will drop off right there at the entrance to turn number 3. He'll jump off the high side, and we will go green just shortly thereafter. All right. Ready for the pace vehicle to get out of the way. We'll get the green flag right here out of turn number 4. Start line very, very close to turn 4. And there's your green flag. We're underway, and Snyder with a great jump. He'll keep spot. Harris went in hot, got it woed down, thought he and Gray were going to get together. Both drivers able to erase away from the spot. Gray closed in on Snyder. Harris closed in on that. And Lucius is battling side by side with Turnbull into 1 and 2. Turnbull off the bottom. It looks like he was still at Limaland, running right up against the grass here. And he is finding forward bite, and he is going to go around Harris. Oh, Lucius and Harris. And Turnbull gets the back 5 cars. Only 2 cars not in it. Right there. Snyder and Gray. Everybody else was involved in this. Turnbull got away with 3rd. Harris still 4th. Lucius still 5th. Moore 6th. Krikorian not able to continue. So we're going to get down halfway in the heat. Top 2 pretty close up here, but haven't gotten racy just yet. They'll both be in the redraw. If they can finish where they are that time, Gray with the slide. Oh, he got in, got the right rear into the 24. That'll slow him up just enough. Turnbull now will start to become a factor for that final redraw spot. But Snyder 360'd it, and he's going to be able to get away. Gray has the lead. And Gray's going to go into 3 and 4. He'll come out and see the white flag. We'll watch the battle here momentarily as Turnbull gives the spot away as he got the left front way too far up in the grass, got the car out of shape. That'll seal things for Snyder to be in the redraw. Ryland Gray way out front. He'll win it. He and Colton Snyder going to be in the redraw. Turnbull 3rd. Gunnar Harris 4th. Lucius in 5th. Moore will come home 6th. And Krikorian finishing 7th on the hook. Goodbye, Mr. Moore. So we'll get ready to look at the grid for our second heat race. It's going to be the 16 of Holiday on the pole. Billy Barros on his outside. Then 28, Bobby Yankee inside row number 2. Next to the 71 of Josh Gerlach. Blake Galloway in the 5 car rolls off 5th, and he'll have Kurt Vincent makes it into session number 2 just in time. In that 42 machine, he will start in 6th spot, and then DL Lemon will round things out for our second heat. 7 in the first, 7 in the second, 6 in our final. And it looks like everybody's going to be able to make it out. They'll roll down the backstretch 2 by 2. Pace truck looks like he is already twitching to get out the way. He does so. We're about to go green for heat number 2.
Green, green, green.
Barros with a good start. He'll grab the lead. Holiday second. Gerlach and Yankee going at it side by side for 3rd. Single file now. All the way through the field. Gerlach grabbed 3rd. Yankee went from the bottom to the top. He's going to try to use that outer line, see if he can find momentum and go chase the 71 down. 71 using the shorter line, trying to get beside Holiday. Barros still out in front. It doesn't matter what you do with that thing. 3 down, 5 to go. We're going to be halfway this time around. Barros half a second over Holiday. Holiday half a second on Gerlach, and then tucked right in behind that. Couple of tenths was Yankee in 4th. Billy Barros out in front. Everybody from the middle down. Gerlach using the whole track on the straightaways to try to get a good sweeping entry angle. We're inside 2 to go. Barros will go through 3 and 4, almost out to a full second. Now white flag waves over the 38 machine. If he can hold it together for one more lap, he goes into the redraw, and Holiday's got company, but I don't think Gerlach's close enough to do anything down here in 3 and 4. So it'll be Barros first, Holiday second. They'll go into the redraw. Then Gerlach, Yankee, Galloway, Vincent, and Lemon rounding things out into the heat. We'll get ready to look at the starting grid for our third and final heat. 6 cars scheduled to be in this one. 7 of Craig Silby. We'll start on the pole. Next to the 93 of Reed Brochart. Then the 21 of John Helms with the 13 of Wayne Anelski making up a row 2. And your third and final row, the 88 Riley Scott inside. The 2 of Robert Lynn will be on the outside of that final row. They'll get ready to roll off. I think there we go. I was going to say, I think we're missing John Helms' car, and we sure were. As he hops into that third starting spot right there. They'll roll them off. They'll get rid of the pace truck down here in turn number 3. We'll get ready to go green for the final heat race of the evening. Quick redraw, and then they will get us ready for our feature. We have not quite gotten a redraw number yet, so we'll see what happens. But there's the 93. We told him last week when he had a good run, he might want to keep that paint on the car. He said he's going to do so. And there he is, the old Mighty Mighty Ducks.
Green flag, green flag.
Copy that. But the green flag in the air. Contact immediately. Helms and Silby got the short end of the stick. Just go back real quickly on this start here. Helms at 21 on the inside row 2, Silby on the outside of row 1. They end up side by side on the start. And then going in, car high situation, I guess. So we'll come back. 2 laps in. Brochard up front. Helms is second. Scott third. Anelski, Lynn, and then Silby rounding things out. And Silby quite a ways behind as he had to get the car rolling again. But Reed Brochard picking up where he left off last week at Kern County. He led the first 10 laps of the feature. And he ends up coming home on the podium in that deal. So 93 car, plenty of speed in it. Driver a little wide in 2. He's going to give up about 2 car lengths. He'll have 3 to go this time by. See if he changes his line down here in 1 and 2. Helms went a lot lower that time, but he's not going to find the bite to get out of the corner. Momentum line working in the 93's favor. This time Helms way wide in 3 and 4. Trying to find that cut down and use the slope of the hill to maybe get a little bit more momentum on the exit. He didn't do it. So we'll come around. We're going to get the white flag this time. Brochard. Takes the white out in front. Got to hold on for about a quarter of a lap here, just through the corners. Once you exit turn 4, start line's right there, and he's going to do just that. So he and John Helms 1-2. They'll be in the redraw. Scott in third, Lynn 4, Silby 5th, and Nelski has taken his car back into the pits. So heat racing action has come to a close. Couple minutes of the warm-up while they get the lineup right. And once they have done so, we'll be able to give you guys that lineup real quick. While we wait for that, let us show you this. All righty, back to the track, and we're seeing the lineup start to roll in. So we know, if this is correct, we know who starts where. So another deep start for the 2 car. We'll see. He picked up 13 spots in the last one to come to the front. We'll see. He's going to have to do 11 in this particular. So 1 row better than he was in feature number 1. If he is to sweep tonight, and right now he is about 6th quick in here. So they'll get ready to advance it, as they are doing right now. We know what the lineup looks like. We don't think that it's going to look. Yeah, it's not going to look like that. That lineup you're seeing right there is not going to be correct. You're going to see John Helms and Tucker Holliday on the front row. Colton Snyder and Reed Brochart in row number 2. Then Billy Barros and Rylan Gray will make up row 3. Gunnar Harris and Josh Gerlach in row 4. I got to find his number real quick. Riley Scott and... I'm sorry, he was in row 5, not in row 6. Riley Scott and James Turnbull will make up that 5th row. Then it'll be Bobby Yonke. That'll all be right. Yonke and Lynn, then Lucius and Galloway, Sylvie and Moore. Vincent and Anelski and Krikorian and Lemon will round out the field. So a little bit of invert action for the second feature. Drivers are lining them up, getting ready to go. And they're going to roll out. Everybody going to start shuffling around. And we could show you what they're going to do. It'll be a pretty long angle, but these guys are going to start shaking things up. To 21 of John Helms. He came out of the 3rd heat. Finished 2nd, and he will redraw to the pole position for this one. Drew close to the front, ran at the front for most of the first feature. And then faded. And that one had a bad, had a little incident late and ended up finishing about 15th, I think it was. So we're going to get everybody lined up, ready to go. I think this time by, they should get the pace truck out of the way. 30 laps still onto the board. Final feature of the evening. And the green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
20 drivers of NetCode ESports Mighty Midgets Second feature of the night from Lernerville Speedway underway. John Helms, Tucker Holiday, 1-2 right now down the backstretch on lap number 1 with Colton Snyder in the third spot. And it is a pack behind that as the 5 of Blake Galloway is going to have a problem somewhere down the backstretch right there, the black and white machine. Right next to Robert Lynn. There's Bobby Yankee. Goes up the hill. Lynn was already there. He's going to get a little pushity push from behind. I think he's going to be able to keep going. It looks like he was fine. He got her rolling. He'll start at the tail of the field. So a quick caution. And now that was just close quarters racing, and he probably didn't know that driver was out there. Yes, we got to wait for our pace vehicle to catch up. Here he comes, slicing and dicing his way through the field, and he'll get to the front. So driver right here, center of the screen, looking for the sweep tonight. James Turnbull, one of the first feature. He started in the 13th or 14th position and worked his way late up to the front, and now has found himself starting in 10th. He's still in 10th. We hadn't even completed a lap, but he's still going to have about 29 laps. See if he can make another run through the field and try to sweep. And I have not had anyone sweep both features so far in the first 3 weeks of the series. So we'll see if the fourth time will be the charm tonight. All right, now we are about to go back to the green flag. There's the loud pedal, green flag. Everybody single filing it through the start-finish line there. They'll start fanning out 1 or 2. You can see there 3, 4 wide coming out of 2. Gunnar Harris way up top. And now he'll move to the middle in turns 3 and 4. Turnbull went right to the bottom, and he loves to hang that left front tire right off the inside of the track. Down here in 3 and 4. It hasn't gotten him in too much trouble. The heat race was a problem, but not a lot of trouble for this. Kurt Vincent now is going to have a little bit of a problem. Oh, please stop. There we go. Kurt Vincent appears to have had an issue. Wayne Anelski tucked in right behind him, down into 1 and 2. He just got in there hot. Couldn't keep the car on the angle. Got a little tap, but there's not much you can do for Anelski. He was just running his line through there. So we'll take a look. It is Helms, Holiday, Snyder, Brochart, Gray, Barros. Then Turnbull up to 7th. Harris is 8th. Gerlach 9th. Scott 10th. Currently. So big mover, John Helms. But he really started on the pole, so we can't consider that. Right now, it looks like about 3 or 4 positions is where we're at. It's going to be Turnbull so far is the hard charger at the moment, because everybody else had their starting position shuffled a little bit from what timing and scoring shows. It looks like we're about to go green. Pace truck is gone again, and the green flag. Still 27 laps on the big board. Helms through 1 and 2. Big lead for him. They were side by side, Snyder and Gray, and they worked that out. Now Barros and company. This time, driver 71. Out of turn number 2. He's going to find himself in... Ooh. Yeah, he got into Harris right there, and then Mayhem. And the 71 car. Upside down. And that will relegate him to being hooked up and drugged back to the pits. I said it kind of at the beginning of the first show that the 71 car has had mixed results, to be friendly about it. He has just been up and down all season long, either good or bad. He is nowhere in the middle. And Just can't seem to find a rhythm and any luck right now either. So Helms and Holiday, Snyder, Brochart, Gray, Barros, Turnbull, Harris, Yonke, and Bryce Lucius inside our top 10 right now. Craig Silby up to 11th. Silby started 15th, so he's moving. He is the hard charger at the moment. Restart. 26 to go. Going to be 25 this time around. And Helms another good start. We're going to have a battle for second and third. I thought Snyder might have had a good run at the slider, but he chose a little different angle and did not get that complete. This time goes wide, and there's Gray. Got into Harris. This is going to be a caution if they don't get them going, and it looks like they will not. As Brochart is going to get a piece of this somehow. It's right in front of him. Gray got in. He found Harris. Got out of shape right in front of Brochart. And Brochart sideways. He's up. That is a spot where if you stop, they're going to get you. So we're having a little bit of a rough start to session number 2. Josh Gerlach still off in the pits. D.L. Lemon also off. Ryland Gray going to the back with Reed Brochart. As we'll get them lined up single file again. Get ready for another restart. Pace truck. Looks like he is going to make his way out of harm's way, and we're going to get a green flag here with 24 laps to go. Here comes Turnbull working down to the bottom in 1 and 2. Lucius was even further down. Turnbull out of shape. He'll grab it back, but he'll grab it back in the middle 3 wide. Bryce Lucius, there's a problem, folks. Here comes a caution.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
We know. We saw Lucius was right there. Down on the grass, he and Turnbull fighting for the same piece of real estate. Harris was right behind that, got out of shape. They get into the corner that I think Lucius got the left front down in the ditch, and it grabbed, and then Gunnar Harris got into him, and it was just mayhem behind that. So we'll see where they shake out, but it looks like Gunnar Harris got enough damage out of that he has taken the 54 car to the pits. So wait for this to kind of shake out. Ryland Gray is at the back. Lucius is at the back. I think we're ready to go green. It's still Helms, Holiday, Snyder, Turnbull, Barros, Yonke Silby, Lynn, and Moore. Craig Silby on the charge. 8 spots since we dropped the green originally. Still 22 laps remaining. So we watch Snyder and Turnbull. Turnbull's going to drop that left front right in the grass right there. He gets a big run out of 2. Can he go 2 for 1? Fourth? Up to second? Yes, he does. Make Turnbull P2 as he is going to start to run down Helms, or try to. But Gunnar Harris says, hold on a minute, buddy. I got something to say about this. I'm going to try to make a run myself. Holiday's still in the 3rd spot. Snyder, Barros, Silby's up to 6th. Yonke's behind that. Robert Lynn's in this, and now Stephen Moore has worked his way inside the top 10. Battle for the lead at the front. Turnbull up alongside. He leads them into 1 and 2, and he is just running right around the bottom. Nobody else is catfishing tonight like the 2 car. And he's got the lead with 18 laps to go as we come out of turn number 4 into 1 and 2 again. Gunnar Harris Tucker Holiday, excuse me. That's Tucker Holiday way up top. And Holiday now goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. I thought he was going to come to the top, so he kept the camera right there. But he and Helms starting to go wheel to wheel. Craig Silby's worked into 5th, almost had 4th from Snyder right there. Barros tucked in behind Silby. Barros is in 6th. Caution, Gerlach and Vincent. I didn't know that Gerlach had made it back on to the track, but Vincent there in the yellow and blue car. Gets in, here comes Gunnar Harris. Harris down. Oh, Harris, that was Harris, got in, got across the ditch, and he bounced the car, and then Vincent got in the back of him. I think Gerlach just got a piece of the fence trying to avoid that. So let's get up here, see what the lineup looks like. Turnbull and Helms 1, 2, Holidays 3, Snyder 4, Silby 5, Barros, Yankee, Gray, Lynn, and Moore is our top 10. Then Anelski, Galloway, Kerkorian, Brochart, Lucis, Vincent, or Scott in 16th, Vincent 17th. Josh Gerlach 4 laps down, just trying to race for some points. He'll pick up a couple spots. If other people drop out, he has a chance to pick up a few more positions. Every position is a few points, and that's important in the championship. We are going to be inside 15 to go. We go back to the green. Caution number 6 in tonight's second feature. Pace truck looks like he's about ready to get out of the way. We're about to get this thing going again. Turnbull on the throttle. A good start. And he'll keep the lead. We'll go back here, watch a hornet's nest that's going on. Holiday was in the middle. Snyder was on the top. Silby's on the bottom. They stay 3 wide into turn 3. This is a battle for the final podium spot right here. And right now, Craig Silby holding that down. He is going to go to the bottom in 1 and 2. Try to take second away, but Helms has a run down the backstretch. Looks like the bottom really starting to come in. Silby through the bump, stays second. He is trying to close in on the 2 car of Turnbull. Turnbull's got the bottom locked in. Silby had a big run getting into 3. He can't be 3 wide, and it looked like Helms tried to force his way in between Silby and the fence. Thought better of it at the last second. And now Craig Silby rockets past the 2 car. Out of 2, but he's going to give up another spot, 2 spots, as Helms goes to the top side, slicing and dicing here at the front for the lead. 3 cars going at it, make it 4 with Snyder. Helms has got the top side rolling. Silby's on the bottom. Turnbull's on the bottom. That time Silby leads. Silby to the point. Turnbull comes inside. Almost got into him. Whoa, contact. Gray got Turnbull. Turnbull's going to fall way back. He's going to be 5th or 6th when this is over. The battle still at the front. Caution. This time Bobby Yankee and others appear to be in this. Don't know who all it was. Bobby Yankee right there. The black car with the red and blue trim. Barros goes across his nose. That's Robert Lynn right there. Oh, yeah, he just got in there hotter than Barros. This is dodgeball at that point. Everybody trying to miss. Looks like Anelski got up on his lid. So it got pretty exciting right there. But Craig Silby started in the 15th spot. He has the point. Snyder is second. Turnbull stayed in third. Robert Lynn is up to 4th. Ryland Gray is 5th. Bryce Lucius, John Helms, Stephen Moore, Blake Galloway, and Reed Brochart rounding out that top 10. So we're inside 10 to go. We'll have 8 when we restart. Can the Kiwi conquer? Hold on. Keep Helms behind him. Galloway's the one that I think is probably going to make another run. Snyder, it looks like, has jumped around Turnbull. So Snyder is third and Turnbull is fourth. Lynn in fifth. Gray, Lucius, Moore, Galloway. Galloway back to ninth. And Brochart. As we'll have one more pace lap. Anelski to the pits. What was that? Gerlach looks like he probably can pick up one more spot. Maybe be in the 17th at the end of this thing. That guy's up and down season is going to continue until he breaks through and picks up a win, I think. But we're ready to go back to green for 8 more laps. It is Craig Silby ready to get us back to action. He'll find the loud pedal come down the hill. Good start for him. John Helms stays up to second, goes to the top side. Turnbull went to the bottom. Car didn't grip and come out of the corner, but he's alongside for third with Colton Snyder. He is going to run the slider line in 3 and 4. Cuts it off a little short. He had it for just a moment. Here comes Ryland Gray. Gray is rolling around the bottom. Turnbull looking for anything he can find, and he was rolling the bottom as good as anybody. And he has now given up on that very, very bottom of this track. As he continues to battle for a podium spot. But Silby's going to come around and get shown the wave lap this time. Oh, big slider. Checked up Helms. Good driving by everybody involved. That Snyder's going to come out the loser in that deal. Here comes Bryce Lucius. He'll slide John Helms. Helms goes back around. That's for 5th place right there. Lucius and Helms. Little contact there. Helms going to go up over the top, give up a couple spots, but he keeps it facing forward. Silby, Turnbull, and Gray 1, 2, 3 now. Lucius to 4th. Snyder to 5th. Helms held on for 6th. Bryce Lucius making a big run through the field right now. He's picked up 9. We're down to 3 to go, and it's Craig Silby's race to win or lose. But Turnbull is coming. All just got in there, and your front 2 now no longer have a chance to win the race at all. Oh man, that was not what we were going to think would happen at this point. See, Turnbull right there goes wide in 3 and 4, and then Silby goes down to the bottom to protect the inside, and Turnbull got in and right front clipped the left rear. Round he goes. Gray went with. So Turnbull went to the back. Vincent was in it. His car's off the track. Silby held on to 5th. But with just a couple laps to go, Helms is I thought Helms was going to be the beneficiary. I think I'm absolutely wrong. I'll tell you who the beneficiary of this deal is. I think it's a 71 car of Bryce Lucius. I think he's going to be on the point with Snyder and Helms in tow, 2nd and 3rd. Then Robert Lynn. Craig Silby will hang on in 5th. Gray, Moore, Galloway, Brochard, and Gregorian will be our top 10. We get ready to go back to green right here.
Green, green, green.
2-lap shootout, and I saw John Helms have a little tippity-tap moment with Snyder. Gray is going to go up the hill. They're not quite going to make contact, but here comes Craig Silby one more time. I don't know who's got 3rd right now. Silby goes up. Oh, and Helms got into the right rear. Here's another big one. We're on the white flag lap. They're not going to stop them. It's going to finish how it's going to finish. But Bryce Lucius is going to come from 13th, and he'll win feature number 2. Colton Snyder 2nd, and Ryland Gray is going to finish in the 3rd and final podium spot. Lynn and Galloway 4th and 5th, and what a wild finish to this one. I don't really know what to say. That was not what we expected a couple of times. So we will look for Ryland Gray. Then Colton Snyder. I think Colton Snyder was in, so we'll take him, move him to our room. And we'll wait for Bryce Lucius as well. Here's Ryland Gray. Let's grab Ryland. Ryland Gray, you got a copy.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm just going to throw it all out there and say, holy cow, what a wild race that ended up being. What was going on out there, and what did you see from your seat?
Oh, it was. I think both races, both at Limaland and Lernerville. I mean, these cars are honestly so good now and put up good racing. Even if it's on the bottom, everybody's finding out different lines, a different speed and grip. You know. I mean, Bryce getting the win's pretty cool, but I really think if I could have missed James there on that last caution, I probably could have locked it up.
Yeah, it looked like, guys, you said, maybe on the bottom, but guys were finding speed in different places. Man, the line just looked like it was moving all over the place. And for a while, a few guys were running on the bottom, hanging that left front tire in there on the grass. That kind of feels off camber when I run on this track. Was it helping this car go a little bit faster?
It's just these things are so tiny. They can really get down and get the left side tires and the grip down there. That's kind of an issue with these things, is that you really got to get the very bottom grip blown off for it to be really good. But like all four, it kind of humps up. You can't do that in a sprint car, but in a midget, you can run all the way over it. And I mean, I was just gaining, I think, half a second every time I got up on it just right.
Well, an awesome run, man. You come home with a podium again in show number 2 this week. Give us your shout-outs, your thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, just thank you to EPI and Tyler Payne. If you guys need midget setups, anybody that's listening, EPI is number 1, so go to them.
All right, man. Congrats on the run. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week, man.
Thank you.
All right, Ryland Gray going to finish 3rd tonight. Well, Colton Snyder took his car off the track, so we're going to talk to him no matter what. You're just not going to get to see his car while we talk to him. Colton Snyder, 2nd place run tonight, man. Tell us about a wild feature out there. Uh-oh. All right. Colton left us. So, I guess you know what? We're going to move on, and we're going to talk to Bryce Lucius here. I really want to get a better angle on him. I don't have a great camera for when they park up there, and I should. We should have a fantastic camera, but we do not. So let's see if, maybe Bryce's car is gone too. I don't know. Well, we're going to talk to him no matter what. We can't see his car anymore either. I'm not sure what happened there, but Bryce Lucius, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, I hadn't talked to you in a hot minute. I have watched you run quite a bit on some of the racing services. But, man, you go from the real-life track, come in here, and had a pretty doggone good run tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, tell us, it was a wild feature, dude. Tell at the end, that car's going everywhere, and you just happened to miss all of them.
Oh, yeah, going into 2. I don't know what happened there between 1st and 2nd, but they all spun out in front of me. Then Ryland barely tapped it, and I tapped his right rear. I thought that we were for sure going to have damage after that, but we were lucky enough to not obtain that much. They were able to pull off the win.
Well, twice in the closing laps, the leaders get into each other. The C's part, and the 71 car just slides right through there. What did it look like coming down into turn 1 both times?
I honestly didn't even know what happened. I wasn't even really looking that far ahead. I'm just glad that I was able to get lucky there.
Just playing a little dodgeball and getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, an awesome run, man. Give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you celebrate an awesome win tonight here at Lernerville.
Got to thank Ryland for calling me 5 minutes before qualifying started, telling me to hurry up and get home. And that'll be about it.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the win. Hopefully we get to see you more often here in the Mighty Midget Series.
Possibly.
All right, man. Bryce Lucius picking up the win tonight. Like I said, it just looked like the C's part at the right time, but he was in the right place at the right time. He went 12 spots to get that win tonight. That's hard charger in around number 2. We'll take a quick look at our official results. They look like this. Lucius, Snyder, and Gray 1, 2, 3. Then Lynn in 4th. Galloway 5th. Brochart was 6th. Another great run for the 93 car. Krikorian in 7th. Holiday in 8th. Turnbull 9th. Barrows 10th. Yonke 11th. Scott 12th. 13th went to Craig Silby. Stephen Moore in the 14th spot. Helms was 15th. Vincent 17th. Gerlach 17th. Arnelski 18th. Gunnar Harris was 19th, and DL Lemon rounded things out tonight. Interesting second feature. Like I said, a couple of times at the front, that was not what we expected to happen, but we got to see something that we don't often get to see. Two different sets of leaders crashing in the closing laps to hand the win to someone that was right inside the top 5 and just kept his car clean pretty much all night long. So we don't see that very often, but it did happen tonight. Don't forget about Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, MARS Pavement Late Model Series wrapping things up. Reed Rundle going for his 3rd championship in 8 days. We'll be there to see if he can close that out. And then Monday night next week, Dirt Slingers, Monday Night Thunder, Big Block Modified Series. They will be at Fairbury Speedway. Nice little bull ring. Really lends itself to the big blocks, I think, and we've seen some really good races there. So make sure you tune in for that at 8 o'clock Eastern. And then we will be back here next Thursday night for another doubleheader with the NetCode guys. That's our schedule for the next 7 days. We appreciate you guys being here. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do anything. And without all these great leagues giving us great racing, we have nothing to show you. So we thank everybody that is involved on both sides of that, as we always do. We look forward to seeing everybody back here the next time we go live. But until we do, keep the rubber side down. Love